Welcome to the NoteWorthy USA podcast. I'm your host, Ben Fredericks. Glad to be with you here today. Today, we are going to be talking about goal setting. We're coming up on a new year, 2021. I don't think I'm alone when I say thank God. This has been a year for the ages and on so many different levels. And I, for one, will be glad to put it to bed. It's been an incredible year on a lot of levels. It's been an incredibly painful year on a lot of levels for a lot of people. But it's something that we've learned from tremendously, and we're just keep on keeping on. So today, like I said, I'm going to be talking about goal setting because, well, that's the time of year we're typically in when a lot of people set some new targets for themselves, the New Year's resolutions and all of that stuff. So if you bear with me, I'm going to read from a lot of notes that I've got today because I want to make sure I give you guys some quality content that you can actually use inside of your business. So if you're big into setting big and massive goals, you'll want to take some time to either watch this video or listen to the podcast and take some notes. And this is basically just a 10-step process to getting your goals mapped out for the year. And it's a game changer. Like I've learned this from I've put this together from different mentors in my life, from Tony Robbins and Ed Milet and, just other business entrepreneurs that I know. And it's how I went from being a real estate investor that just had 6 rental properties to buying over 300 properties in the last 3 years. So this is a particular process, and I hope you'll check it out and take it with some seriousness because it will work if you work it. So let's dive into it. So step 1 is, well, we just went past Christmas, right? And my daughter is 5 years old, and anybody that has a young kid can relate to their excitement on Christmas Eve. And if you've witnessed it, you know it. But if you can get yourself in the state of a child on Christmas Eve, that's really going to help you because it's going to put you in a peak state. All right. So breathe deeply, sit up straight, do some jumping jacks, whatever it's got to do to get yourself ready to feel fired up and sit down and hammer out some goals. That's what you're going to want to do. Step 2 is you're going to want to flush out all of your goals through just like a brain dump where you're just writing out anything and everything. Give yourself 5 to 10 minutes to just get it all out of your head, like a big brainstorm, and, make it a Christmas list. Suspend all disbelief and get them all out. So as silly as one particular goal might seem, put it down on paper, write it out, get it out of your head, and then you can start to break those down. Step 3 is you're going to have to get very specific. So your mind, it won't go to work on generic things. It has to be absolutely precise. So for instance, if you want a Porsche, we'll get specific. What kind of Porsche do you want? What color is it? Is it a blue Porsche 911 Targa with carbon fiber accents, black rims? It's got to be very, very specific. Maybe you want to grow your passive income. Okay, by how much specifically? By what date? What's the exact dollar amount? You want to take a vacation. All right, assuming we can travel anywhere, right? But where will you go? Where will you stay when you're there? Like, how long will you be there? All right, so champions, they want exact, precise things. Step 4, you have to have someone that holds you accountable. All right. So share your goals with someone that can check in with you on a monthly basis to review where you are. So if you're in a mastermind group, if it's a spouse, if it's, a best friend, somebody that is actually going to hold you accountable. All right. If you give your goals to somebody that's just going to, forgive you for not making it, probably not the person you want to give it to. Right. Our parents would be a good example of that. They say, well, you're trying your best, no, you want somebody that holds you accountable. Why the hell aren't you getting this done? You said you were going to do this. why isn't it getting done? All right. So that's the kind of person that you need in your life. All right. So make sure they're a good fit for that space. Step 5 is you got to read and visualize them at least twice a day as if you expect them to happen. All right. Dream boards are great for visualization. If you want, you can build yourself out a dream board. I've done that myself on a big piece of paper, but also I do it on Pinterest and I do it on Instagram. So I have different vision boards in different places that I can look at. Instagram's a great tool for it because you can look up specific things that you might want and have an image of it. And that's just going to flood your brain with these, things that will help you become to make it a reality. So Ed Milet always talks about, if you ever bought let's say you bought a red Corvette, well, then you begin to start noticing red Corvettes everywhere. Why is that? It's called your reticular activating system. It's your brain starting to notice the reality of things. Even though you never saw them before, they were always there, but now you're seeking them out, all right? And it's a very powerful tool. Also, you can put your, actually, I'll dive into this a little bit later down the road. So because I think it's very important and I don't want to miss it, but I don't want to group it with this particular spot. All right. So step 6 is you got to deadline them. Put specific dates when you want these things to happen, and then start setting reminders in your phone. All right. So you're X weeks out from your goal. You're 2 weeks out. Alarms built into your year will keep you pushing. All right. Your phone is a great tool for it because it has a calendar and it can set all these reminders for you weekly, monthly, quarterly. It's great. Step 7, you got to write out your purpose. Like, why do you want to achieve these things? If you know the why, you can figure out almost any how. All right. So these have to be compelling reasons. All right. My biggest reason that I never had before is my daughter. Right. So I want her to have an amazing life. I want her to see the world. I want her to have the things that I didn't have, when I was growing up, the experiences that I didn't have, not just material things. I want her to be able to experience all these different things. And a lot of the things that I did get to experience, right? Different cultures, different foods, the things that I like. But you have to have very compelling reasons. Otherwise, you're not going to get it done. All right. So this will become your driving force behind the goals. And these have to be bigger than your distractions because we get a lot of them, right? Step 8 is, what massive action are you going to take to get there? You got to work the goal backwards, all right? Reverse engineer your goal. What actions are going to be necessary to get there? Don't adjust your goals, just simply adjust your activity level. A lot of people start to dial down their goals throughout the year if they get behind. And I think this is a big mistake. So instead of doing this, if you recognize, all right, let's say you're hitting you had a goal to hit a certain weight by June 1st. Well, if by May 1st you're not there, what most people will do is say, well, if my target was 175 pounds and I'm at 190 right now, there's no way I'm going to make that in 30 days. So what I'll do is I'll change my goal to 185 because 5 pounds in a month is more manageable. It's a huge mistake. All right. So you can't adjust your goals. You have to adjust your activity levels. All right. So if this is one of your targets, what could you do to knock out 15 pounds in a month? Well, you could start working out harder. You could add a second workout in the day. You could go to intermittent fasting. There's a number of different things that you can do, right? So you have to increase your activity. So if it's a sales aspect, if it's a prospecting aspect, increase the calls you make, increase the networking events you attend, increase the emails you send. All right. Resources for your goals, are books, people, courses, masterminds. What can you do to start hitting your targets, right? Think of the resources. You also have to increase your identity. Set goals for your identity. Who will you become in 2021? Who do you want to become this coming year? Do you need to improve your attitude? Do you need to get rid of the negativity in your life? Who could you listen to get better? What could you bring into your life to build your identity up as you begin to achieve more? What books could you read? What podcasts could you listen to? Right? You're never going to increase your identity by watching This Is Us or, what's that? I can't even think of the show, but Masked Singer, or reruns of, any of your favorite shows. All right. So it's just not going to happen. I talked about setting reminders on your phone. Listen, we look at our phones an average of 96 times a day. Put your goals on the home screen of your phone. And because we look at them so many times, imagine seeing your goals 96 times a day, how that's going to cement themselves into your psyche, right? Most people write them down and stick them in a drawer, but you are going to be different. At least I hope so. All right. And finally, read your goals into a camera and set a reminder to watch it every week. This is a great tip I heard from Ed Milet. So 52 times you can watch and absorb your goals and feel like you're either A, you're on track, or B, you need to get your ass in gear. All right. So put them on your phone, record a video. If you really want to get good, send that video to your accountability partner and let them know where you're at. Right. So, I mean, automatically right there, you're talking about 140 some odd times that you're going to see your goals in 1 year. If that's different than the way you've been doing it, then I would encourage you to try this plan this year, because it could make a huge difference and an impact in your life and in your business. So anyway, I hope you found that useful. Go back and listen to it again. If I talk too fast, go back, write down more notes, all that stuff. If you like the show, please share it. I'd appreciate that. Aaron would as well. Thank you so much for your support in 2020. It's been a hell of a ride this year being a part of Noteworthy. It's been very fun. It's been educational. I think we learned a lot from the challenges in terms of not being able to get together in person. And we want to continue to try and bring you value in everything that we do. So expect more virtual events this year. Obviously, we have an in-person event coming up in March in Orlando, which we're really excited for. So if you want to go to that, you can go to noteworthysummit.com. Also would encourage you to join our free Facebook group. Just look up Noteworthy USA, Note Investors on Facebook. Join it. It's a great place for you to network, since we're not able to network in person as much. This is a very small sphere business in terms of people. So the more you can network with people, the better. But we're really excited to see those of you that want to come out in March. By the way, if you're not in a position to come out in March, you can attend virtually as well. We're going to have that set up. So again, we're just pivoting as best as we can to get through this. And, we hope 2021 is a great success for you. And if we can be a resource to you in any possible way, don't hesitate to reach out. Happy New Year. Be blessed. Be healthy. Give each other a little bit of grace where you can. And we'll see you in the new year.